Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute. Oh, I never thought true love would be make you want as lovely as she. But isn't she lovely? Made for love. Welcome to Inspire Me, and today is going to be a musical segment over here, and we are going to be in conversation with three young ladies who has done something that's different to a lot of ventures out there. So without further ado, let's get started with today's conversation, and they are Singing Potatoes, the upcoming band that started their journey back in school at Musaeus College 10 years back, and here they are today. Their amazing work, they have done some amazing work since school, and they are quite aggressive in their journey to become what they want, become who they want in the local and international arena. So let's talk in detail when we get into the actual conversation. So let's talk about the outset, Shenali, Harini and Chinthani. So I think people hardly know your names because it's Singing Potatoes that's out there in the social media and wherever you go and perform. So let's talk about how the journey began. From where did you start? Of course, it's from Musaeus College where all three of you schooled. Let's talk about how the groundwork was done, because this is a different venture, different dream that an ordinary girl would not pursue lightly. So let's talk about how the groundwork was done, how you obtained your parents and the society's consent to get into this. Let's talk about that.
How we started was, so it was back in 2010, we were in grade 9, and we got to know about this talent show, and I personally was not into music, but Jabba and Chikki, they were following music like on and off, and not officially actually, right? For historic subjects and like that. And then 2010, we got to know there's a talent show, and we signed up. I signed up with Chikki and another girl called Semi. And then
I signed up with my sister.
Okay, so unfortunately we didn't make it. We got rejected, and they got
Me and my sister did. Then
But they sticked us and
into two bands.
Yeah. Okay.
So she ended up with us, and she ended up with another band.
Yeah. So what happened was, both Harini and her sisters Hansika, they sing like pretty damn good. So they needed an instrumentalist. So that's where I came in, and I helped with the music, and that was that. So from that day onwards, we decided to continue it from that point. So we met during free periods, and we played and we jammed and we bunked lessons and played. And likewise, we did music inside the school, like for school events, functions, small occasions like science day, maths day. For everything, it was us. We didn't have a band name or anything, but we went and sang songs just because we love it. And then, right after school, after we finished A-levels, we realized that we actually missed that part.
Okay.
So I think
we actually grew apart for a while after schooling. And
why is that?
Because I was in a totally different in that field.
Okay.
I was doing culinary,
Okay.
and we kind of lost connection, I guess, because I was stuck with my work. But these two, y'all were together.
We were in touch, but we didn't really follow music like this.
Yeah.
So what happened was, right after A-levels, we decided to meet up.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then
the three of us.
Yes. So that's the day we realized that we actually missed that part in our lives and we want to keep doing it. So we just recorded a tiny bit and we uploaded it on social media. And people there were like, do this more often and keep that content coming because we actually enjoy it and you guys are good. We realized that since we're going to meet more often and jam, we might as well record it and post it somewhere.
YouTube.
So there's no harm doing that. And then I think that's how we started. So people were like, post it on YouTube so we also can watch it. Then we realized we needed a name to post it on YouTube.
Okay.
Then I think we came up with the name.
Not me, you came up with.
Yeah, I don't really remember the process how I came up with it, but I somehow ended up with that, and I remember my mother approving it and saying it actually sounds good. Then we created the YouTube channel, and that's the point we realized that, oh my god, we're actually a band. Like we have a name, we have 3 people, we are doing
We have a channel and all.
Yeah, so it sounded very official. I think that's the point where we started thinking like a band.
Okay. So, how was the traditional process of a girl starting something on their own, standing on their own feet? This is something, unfortunately or fortunately, it's a big deal even now, even though we are in 2020. So, this story happened back in 2010. I'm sure there were loads and loads of restrictions. Or maybe there were no restrictions at all. So let's talk about how you got the consent from people concerned, because you, unlike now, you were kids back then. So let's talk about how you managed that entire difficulty of freeing yourself.
Well, our parents, I think, they gave us their permission.
Okay.
I would say that because they were a little bit strict, but because when we were in school, we weren't actually in the class.
Yeah, pretty much.
we weren't.
It was not bad,
Yeah, it was really bad. It got really
So
bad.
you were always music.
Yeah. We were in the class.
M-U-S-I-C-K.
Yes. There were times that our teachers would run into us and they would just ignore us
Okay.
because
There's no point penalizing these kids.
There were times they didn't know that we were in the class.
Yeah.
So we were that much committed to music.
And
And there was this time that our whole class was punished because I was not in the class.
yeah,
So with all that, I think parents meeting were
Yeah,
pretty, teachers had the...
You all must have been famous from that point. Maybe it's not singing potatoes itself.
So I think our parents actually, they wanted us to balance grades and music.
Yeah.
And so they were
They
pushing
didn't
us.
want us to like stop it,
Okay.
but they wanted us to like balance studies and music. But clearly, I couldn't do it. But she did it.
All 3 of us did it.
Yeah.
So they wanted us to balance everything, and we had curfew time. So I think it was 8 p.m. for us, or
Yeah.
9.
9-ish.
It-
Yeah.
So eventually, like, we managed to increase that by hour by hour after
Yeah.
like couple
So
of
you were not
months.
supposed to be out after 8 p.m.
8,
but you
9,
managed to extend that to 9 p.m.
Yeah, because they are really flexible.
Okay.
So I think
Yeah.
we used that.
Yeah.
I think that is a blessing that we should, we
Exactly.
should label it as a blessing. I also personally have experienced that where my parents and my support system also have been extremely flexible. So it's actually a good thing that parents are being flexible to their children to pursue their dreams. So if parents are watching us now in this segment, please, if your children are in the process of pursuing something different, something unique, please support that within boundaries, of course. There has to be boundaries. So that's how they have set up Singing Potatoes and become who they are now. And this is not the end. I'm sure you guys have a major roadmap ahead of you. So parents' blessings have certainly become helpful.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes,
And now
definitely.
it's like they completely understand and
Understand,
they support us. Like all our parents.
Completely
Yeah.
let gone, is it?
They have to because I think that was the only option.
And they completely trust us,
Yeah.
and that's
I
like
think it's the trust.
trust.
Yes.
It's the trust, and they know that we would never break it.
Yeah.
And
I think curfew times, I don't remember the last time our parents told us to come home by a certain time.
Yeah.
They know that as long as the 3 of us are
Together, we are
watch our
safe.
backs
Yeah.
and we won't do it stupid.
So yeah.
Do you recommend the same approach for every parent out there and get them to, think in the same lines so that there will be more people like you in the future?
Exactly. Yes. I think that's really what it should be. Supportive. Yes.
Supportive, trusting,
Yeah.
and be flexible.
Exactly.
Okay. Talk about how you all were accepted by your fan base, by your society at the outset. What sort of, I'm sure there must have been very, derogatory comments and different reviews. How did you digest this? And what did you learn, basically, the most important part?
So one experience we had was so we didn't have a fan base when we started. Like we just started, and it was never our intention to get a fan base. It was not our intention. So somehow we started getting feedbacks and people gave us advices. So some were like they want us to be more girly and we are
Define girly, is it
Yeah.
makeup?
like
Wear
makeup
pretty clothes
and fancy clothes, shiny
Yeah.
stuff. So I think the three of us, we are good friends because we accept ourselves. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind them wearing very comfy clothes, even if it is like very hard to watch. If it's comfortable for them, I don't really mind. I think that is where we are very comfortable with each other,
Yeah.
and even the people who we want the people who like to listen to our music to like us for the music.
Yeah.
Not for what we look like, for what
Not
we
for
dress,
our
for
appearance. Yeah.
like maybe for what we represent, maybe like supporting like women empowerment, like standing out, and being a all-girl band. But I think basically we believe in ourselves and we believe in being ourselves. I think that matters a lot. So one feedback we got was wear more girly clothes and sit in a certain way, use a certain setup for the recording. It was all pink in my words. It was all pink.
Yeah.
And I didn't know like usually we stand up and perform. We almost dance.
Yeah.
When we play something, we do some weird moves. This will definitely consider it, but in the back of our heads, we were like, oh no.
No way.
We look at each other like this.
Yeah.
We can actually, we have telepathy sort of thing. So we were like, oh no, he's one of
They're
them.
moving on.
One of them. So we were like, people want us to sit and perform, like, be very decent, calm, and, be a lady. Like we
Be
are.
very ladylike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we are very comfortable with standing and performing and dancing and moving the way we want to move. I think we believe in doing what we like. So I think that has something to.
So your predominant feedback was to be very girly, ladylike and all that, but
Yeah.
you took it very constructively and thought, no, this is not our style. Our style is something else, and what you guys are doing now really fits it, isn't it? Alright, so marriage is made in heaven, that's what they say, and chemistry to understanding each other, to all these things are paramount importance for marriage. But I see that in the three of them as well, perfect chemistry, the ability to understand each other and accept each other for who they are. So marriage, I do not believe happens only between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
It happens in any combination, as long as your chemistry, your understanding is solid. Yeah, so that's what I saw so far in their story. Let's find out more about what they have gone through. I think after a little bit of music.
Alright.
Seems like everybody's got a price. I wonder how they sleep at night. When the stars comes first and the truth comes, it can just stop for a minute. Smile. Why is everybody so serious? Acting so damn
we are not in the conclusion yet. We were in conversation with the most musical potatoes here in Colombo, the most musical potatoes to my ears, and that is singing potatoes. So our conversation was with Shenali, Harini and Chinthani, the trio of this band. So let's continue the chat. I'm having a chat with three young, beautiful ladies. So, you know where the conversation is going. Let's talk about that. So, yes, you all are single now, you're full time into music and your other vocations, including, I think, technology. You are doing a degree related to software and technology, and Shenali, you are into your business management studies, although Hani is into full time music. But life goes in a certain routine where it goes into different relationships, marriage, children, whatnot. When it goes there, let's talk about how you are going to maneuver your musical journey. Yeah. What will happen to singing potatoes? Where are you guys heading?
I don't think that marriage will be a problem for us because I think it has never been a priority to us yet.
So far, yes.
So far, yes.
So I think even if we encounter such, I think the person will probably be compatible with our lifestyle. Otherwise,
Of course.
so
Otherwise, we would just.
and I don't think none of us will fall for a person who will
Who's completely disengaged with you.
Yeah.
who doesn't want us to follow.
And who will restrict us?
Yeah.
So I don't think we will have any problems there unless there's a time commitment issue.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I
We always find
but
time for
we
it.
find a way around that. I think they're pretty good with managing time right now.
Yes.
Like insanely good.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and let me explain you the purpose behind that question. This was not planned to be asked from you guys, although I shared the question earlier. But not always, but in most occasions I have seen that women start something on their own, but marriage or children or pregnancy or something puts a certain barrier in their journey, and it just stops from there. I have seen bands earlier also formed by girls, but you don't hear from them after some time, after they part ways with marriage and children and all that. So what would be your advice to the next generation female entrepreneurs as a whole, and not musicians only, who want to start something on their own but ultimately will go to marriage and all those relationships? What's your advice? How do you think that they should be determined to stay in their journey while pursuing other personal relationships?
If you have the drive, I think that's what matters.
Okay.
Other problems and other barriers are just distractions.
Also, sorry.
Yeah.
So we don't really have kids, so we don't know
No.
how that will work.
Yeah.
To say this is definitely going to work once you get married and
Yeah.
once you have kids, and
Yeah.
we don't really know.
Yeah.
But we know for a fact if you have the passion and the drive within yourself, you will definitely find a way. But
Because
there is a way, so you will
Exactly,
definitely
because
find-
there are so many celebrities in other countries who,
and even in Sri Lanka,
even in Sri Lanka, who have kids but they still pursue music or dancing or whatever the career they are into, and they're pursuing it no matter what boundaries are set for them.
Yeah.
So
I think with the correct support system,
yes,
there's no
if
stopping
the
it.
person you're marrying, or even if your parents
Yeah.
are like really supportive, I think you can really do it.
So essentially, it's your drive. You have to love what you are doing. Then secondarily, it's the support system as well. So when you are choosing your support system, I think you have to be extra careful and make sure that you find people who have likely interests. Yeah. So guys out there, if you guys have any interest towards these three young beautiful ladies, make sure that you have an equal interest towards music also. Otherwise, you really don't stand a chance. Yeah. That's the message out of that question. Okay, so this is a serious question and it's open to all three of you. I don't know whether you guys will agree with me on this. Music is partially a male dominant industry. We see a lot of bands out there, but performed by men. Male dominant circle, how have you succumbed to whatever the pressure that you all got as girls, and how have you all secured your space so far? Is there anything, any special strategy that you took, any extra degree of stubbornness, being rigid, any measures that you all take to stay safe, anything like that?
I think so. We have this superpower of blending in. I think maybe I don't know, but we blend in anyone.
Pretty
So
quickly.
this being a male dominant industry,
Irrespective of gender, you are friends
Yes,
with
yes,
everyone.
yes.
Isn't that a challenge? Being too friendly with everyone, which might put you in trouble.
we have, but we learn from those.
Yes. Okay. That's what I want to know.
Okay.
What sort of trouble you three had, and how did you succumb to that pressure? Because this will be important to girls out there who would want to do something out of the ordinary.
Yeah, like I'm not going to say that you will never run into problems like that, because you will.
Yes.
Like in this field,
Even men fall into trouble.
exactly. But the thing is that for us, I think because the three of us were together always, it was
It was easy.
Easy.
Comparatively
Easy,
easy because
yeah.
you weren't facing it alone.
alone, because the three of us are always together. So you have to go through us, like you have to go through them if I run into
You
something.
have to bet three girls if you want to form one person.
Exactly. So
So I think we always represented ourselves as one.
Yeah.
So that energy actually got us going.
Yeah.
And again, back to this being a male-dominant industry, we have faced many problems.
problems.
But similarly, we have also got opportunities. We have had men supporting us more than women sometimes, and we have had women supporting us more than men, and it goes hand in hand. But we don't really. I don't think we are in a position to complain, because here the industry, the people are very supportive. So
we've had criticisms and all these kind of bad things that
You don't let
them get into us.
You don't internalize that external.
Exactly. If something happens, okay, it's okay. It happened and we
You
just
move
let
on.
it. Yeah, you move on. You can't just keep it inside your head and your soul and just
lament to it.
Let that destroy everything.
yeah, exactly. It's just
I think we take everything in a constructive
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of the key. And
even if I have a problem, I go and talk to them, and they kind of console me or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that problem ends pretty
So
quickly.
when a pressurized situation comes upon, you three as a team, you all discuss and come up with your strategy,
Exactly.
calculate it nicely and succumb to that.
Yeah.
So I believe, it's a trio between three of you, so the taking the pressure would be a little easier.
Yeah.
But I think even if you are solo,
Yeah.
is that the strategy that you would recommend someone? If a solo person wants to, come into this industry or a similar industry where it's dominated by someone else, some other people, it's basically
As long as you stand on your ground
okay.
and not get swayed by any of the criticisms and
insults.
all these insults and such,
Discrimination
Yes,
and
you're good to go. Like as long as you can take everything.
So your core has to be extremely
Really
strong, right?
Exactly.
and you have to be focused.
Yeah.
You can't get distracted.
Distracted.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing this, you can get distracted easily.
Yeah, true.
And
And bad feedback can make it worse.
yeah,
And you get to play people manipulate
If
you,
you-
and you never notice,
Yeah.
because we are still we are not even 2 steps in the industry. So for us, we are still in our first step, and we have a long way to go. And from this first step also, we have learned so much,
yeah.
and how to face problems and
Manipulation is like one of the main.
learnings from.
Yeah. You
And
get
the
manipulated.
manipulation was, you all were able to control or rather face the manipulation a little better because you are a team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this even solo people will have the same problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what you are trying to say is that whether you are a combination or a solo, stand on your ground and don't get distracted. If you are strong enough, if your core is strong enough, you will be able to back. Whether we like it or not, we are living in a very difficult time. We all are, 2-3 years later, if someone watches this video, they might wonder what these guys are talking about. But right now, we all are. The world is suffering from a very serious pandemic condition caused by COVID-19. So we all are impacted in some way, positively or negatively. Some businesses are positively impacted, but a lot are negatively impacted. So let's talk about COVID-19 and the impact it has created on your subject, on what you are doing. What's the impact and how you have faced it?
It's been quite challenging, and yeah, we don't get many gigs as we used to.
Yeah.
But
Because most of the allowed and or like most of the restaurants are closed, pubs and everything, all of those like places are closed still. But we are like focusing on originals and everything because of the gig situations and everything.
Isn't that also a bright side to
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Where
yeah.
you have been able to
We have
do something
not-
authentic.
exactly. So we actually did quite a lot. We planned our video and like everything.
But the video is on hold. No? Whole script had to be changed. So
Okay.
we had to improvise it a little and adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
So
the original.
original video. Since we can't travel and get people like we had the freedom before. So I think we have come up with a different strategy to tackle that.
Okay.
I think
So you all have used this spare time to come up with your own authentic work?
Yes.
Okay, even though you all don't have gigs and weddings and parties and all of that. And also I think you all have been part of a lot of online events, you all do your own live shows. So let's talk about that because that is also one way of continuing your journey, and it's the pandemic. Let's talk about that too, what you guys are doing.
Right now we actually signed up with Restore Hope, which is a fundraiser event for Sri Lanka's National Children's Hospital, and then so we are mainly focused on that. That's on December 1st, and after that I think we have a few more gigs. Since weddings are supposed to be small, I think there we have a tiny advantage of us being just 3 people. So it's just tiny, the silver lining there. So and then with the
Are you all doing any live features on your social media pages?
Yes.
So live social media content, I think we do random live sessions
on
just
Instagram.
to interact with the fan base and get their input and see what they want and just meet somewhere in between.
Okay.
And
we are planning to like put some covers as well. So
in the meantime,
in the meantime, yes.
and we are also planning a virtual concert.
Let's see.
We're still in the process of planning.
Yeah.
it.
Still under wrap, so so we should stay tuned to know what it's going to be, when it's going to be and all of that.
Yes.
Finally, Singing Potatoes, from where it started back in 2010, has grown by leaps and bounds. You, 3 of you as a combination, as a team, have done some amazing pieces of work. What's your advice to the next generation musicians? If you can't generalize this to entrepreneurs, let's talk about musicians, people who want to pursue something in aesthetic arts and all of that. What sort of traits do you think that people need to develop, young people need to develop if they want to be in your shoes? What sort of mindset should they have if they want to become potential musicians, artists, whatever? Let's talk about that because that advice will certainly help everyone who's watching us now to change their personalities and become someone like Sheba, Jabba or Chikki. Yeah? Over to you. Yeah.
So first,
I would like to hear a response from all 3 of you because I don't see Chinthani talking much. So let's voice your opinions.
So I believe you have to be open-minded, open to learning, and have this just do it mindset. You have to do something to, you have to start doing it.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't have to like wait till you're all set and
Yes.
you're perfect and like till you are equipped with everything. You just need to start it.
Initiate
Initiate.
and
Yeah, it will eventually fall into
you
its
will
place.
find a way.
Yes, that's yeah.
That's very
You
What
really.
are your answers?
Yeah, she did a little bit.
I talked in this interview.
But you need to give some advice. Be selfless.
Yeah.
Give advice.
Yeah.
Don't be selfless like Chikki. That's why be a little selfish. No.
That's it.
I think that applies particularly for particularly for a girl, not to be overly selfless and friendly, and that's why I asked the previous question also. Isn't being too friendly getting into trouble? So yeah, I think I learned a few points from this conversation. Number one is to have a very strong core, which is not getting distracted from any external pressure or any external feedback or comments that's coming to you. Other than that, what you all just mentioned about the mindset, what sort of a mindset you have to prepare if you are going on a unique journey without waiting till everything falls in its place. You have to get your ball rolling. Everything will fall into its place ultimately. Yeah. So that was some advice coming from Singing Potatoes, and I'm sure that's what they also have practiced personally to become who they are right now. Thank you so much. You, although you do not have much gigs, I'm sure with your personal work, studies, and all your authentic work that you are doing, you are very busy. Thank you for making time amidst that busy schedule.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
having
having
us.
Alright, so follow Singing Potatoes on their social media channels. They have their YouTube channel, and follow them on Instagram as well. So let's take a few minutes to tell your social media handles and how people can subscribe and follow.
On Facebook, our name is Singing Potatoes, and on Instagram, it's Singing Potatoes SL. Then we have on YouTube, that's on Singing Potatoes. So if you just type Singing Potatoes, you will probably get 3 potatoes.
Yeah.
With the logo.
It is a red color logo with 3 red potatoes, which you can see on the at the bottom of this video with the Instagram, Facebook, and the YouTube handles, where you can, it's over here. You can.
I always wanted to do that.
So you can subscribe and get it and follow them on it's there. You can subscribe and follow them on social channels. And in addition to that, follow Inspire Me as well. You are watching the Inspire Me YouTube channel. Subscribe to us and hit on the bell icon as well. So every time we update a new conversation like this, you will be notified then and there. Also follow Inspire Me on Facebook and Instagram at inspireme.ceylon. We will get in touch with you very soon with another conversation like this. Stay in touch, stay safe. Bye.